Hello all, Sabetto here. It is an unscheduled live stream today. It's not going to be a long one, probably half hour, maybe an hour at a push. I'm trying to get to everyone, so we've got everyone around the world. I want to try and get every time zone in as possible, or when possible. Today we're going to do a bunch of farming as per usual. I don't really want to touch on Legendary Pirates because of the upcoming event tomorrow, which is going to be in 24 hours, 20 minutes and so many seconds. How is that? That's pretty good, right? Today we're going to try and open a few chests if possible, because we have our maxed out silo now. We have 2 slots, but we have some stuff that we can throw out if need be. I did mention a game yesterday that I wanted to play. The game didn't turn out too well because of the sea monsters wasn't dishing out the BP that I needed. And I'll try and talk a little bit about that game in a second. Let's jump into these chests that we've had. The Marauders chest is from a 7-day login. Bandits from a streak from yesterday. Davy Jones, obviously from Sane, along with the battered chests. Start from left to right as normal. Let's see what we're going to get from these ones. Probably a bunch of resources. We don't mind it. 180 BP there. 1 copper ingot, 2. Second battered chest. Did I call it bandit's chest before? Hope not. Bunch of grog there, was at 60,000 and 180 EP, so we've had 1 lot of EP, 1 lot of BP and a bunch of resources. Generally what you get from battered chests, so if you're ever low on resources, try and keep sailing, get these battered chests and leave them alone. I know I'm opening them now, I'm pretty impatient personally. Especially the higher the pirate all level you are, then the more you're going to get from these chests. That's the way that the game operates. The higher the pirate all you are, then the better rewards that you will get. Not to say that you won't get some half decent ones. I've seen from time to time 200,000 grog and so on, and there's probably more than that out there. Not from battered chests, because I'm not the best of sailors. Well, I haven't in the past. I am now on the sailing bandwagon. Davy Jones chest, not normally a fan of these, but hello there. We have a huge chunk of BP, 290 BP there. It's not huge in the amount of 1,000 plus, but 2 different icons there, and EP as well. That's probably the best chest I've had from Davy Jones, to be honest with you. Bandit's chest, here we go. I do love these chests. Let's see if we're going to get any gems today. Wow, ask and ye shall have. It's not loads of gems, but 7 gems, I'm not going to argue with that. I'll take that. Put them into my gem fund. 650 BP. Perfect. We're jumping on the BP bandwagon. You can see there, 137,000 BP. Might seem a lot. Some people got over 600,000. Some people have got hardly anything. I haven't upgraded my Legendary Pirates in probably around 2 weeks now. Maybe a week and a half. That's why I've got so much BP, but also I need 45,000 BP for when I do go to Pirate All 11, I can upgrade my Academy to level 10. I will always be sitting on a minimum of 45,000 because that's sort of my trust fund for the Academy, and I don't want to dip into that. I'm quite a way away from going to Pirate All 11. We're going to take quite a lot of time. Everything's going to be maxed before we go there, because it's going to be the hardest level yet. Marauders chest. Wow, that is a major disappointment there. 4 lots of resources, and we've got 650 EP. And to be honest, I don't think the resources was that huge. Not like as I was talking about before, 200 grand plus. The best one we've got there is a 70,000 gold. Quite disappointing. That's a weekly login marauder. I know it's a random chest marauders, but it's still a bit disappointing. I am currently talking to myself, but this is still recording anyway as a video, so people will be obviously watching this back, as you are probably now, because you're hearing me speaking. Let's come out of that. We have our troops ready. We'll have a quick look and see what I'm using. I think I started cooking this last night, didn't even get to use the combo, so we've got 25 gunners, 12 thieves, 6 bombers, a witch doctor, 25 scallywags. That's what we're rocking. Let's go and try and do a battle. 285 pirate rank. Let's see if we can find something juicy enough for us to attack. We're going to break our shield now. We've done no attacks today, obviously sitting on the shield. Just starting to break it now. That's not too bad of a base, and not too bad of plunder points, to be honest. It's a Pirate All 10, not the best. I want to add a little bit more grog if possible. You watch, I'll probably struggle to find something over 700,000 now. Probably should have took that base on in hindsight. grog. So where is his third? So he's got a grog storage there and a gold storage. I could easily get 800,000, maybe a tad more, maybe a tad less. Problem is just the ground pounders are facing in great locations, so it will be harder for me to get. Let's try and take it on. That's the best that we can do. So we're going to get a few of our scallywags, a few of our gunners in now. Take down these gun towers, then start to take on these storages. We should have enough in the tank to hopefully take all those resources there. Grog's starting to come as well now. We need to get a few gunners, start clearing out those buildings. And if we can, just out of range. No, because of the Mystic Mortars now, I should say the mortar is now not to our troops. As soon as we take down, there we go, this storage and that storage there, we need to start focusing on trying to get the grog from that storage. We could use our thieves. I need some sort of distraction though, because it won't work too well without it. Maybe we're going to go for now 5 of those thieves. They are, oh no, I forgot about the shark trap. Oh, what a noob. And because of the gems within the shark trap, they will go and target it. I need to save these 3 thieves back if possible. They're doing a fantastic job taking down that grog for me. Even better. Now we can use our troops to try and take this on. Remember this time, Sib, we need to get rid of that shark trap. And let's pop the ability. Let's get our gunners down. We won't even need to use the witch doctor or the bomber. As soon as that shark trap goes down, we will be in business. 400 odd thousand left. Should be able to take that. Let's pop the ability. Now for the thieves. There we go. Going to take that lovely bit of grog there for me. Again, this guy is not going to be too happy. We've took a majority of his resources. There's what, 41,000 grog left. That is going to be in the collectors. Is there any other collectors about that I can't see? Apart from that one grog distillery. We're going to take that. Let's try 2 different gunners. Can we get the rest of that grog? Probably cost me quite a bit anyway. 80,000 grog left, and there's no 22%. He has no shield, and we have 1.3 million grog. Let's see how long our army is going to take to build, and let's see how much grog our army actually costs. So let's call it 200,000. We earned just over 1.1 million grog for that composition, and we made some mistakes. 31 minutes. That is really good, actually. That is really good for 1.1 million grog. Apart from, of course, if you get collector raiding, then you're going to earn more that way. If you go down into sub PR 100s, you're going to get a lot more resources for time. So you don't have to use full armies down there. You can just go with 10 thieves and go and get like 200, 300 grand. And obviously the time they take to cook is, say, 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere around there. Don't take my word for it. And that's how you can farm. Oh look, and there's a little thief buff there as well. So if we find another similar base to that other one we just saw, we will be laughing. 500,000 a pop. Again, we want more. And I did say that I didn't think I'd get all the grog from that gentleman, but we did, apart from 20,000. But 20,000 is not much when you consider how much we actually took. 462,000, again, this base would be perfect for a rumble. Decent defences, but then walls will not keep you out for very long. Nor would them grand pounds, he had level 2s. 319,000. I really don't see these days very much grog sitting on Pirate All 9s. When I was a Pirate All 9, I know I get a loot reduction, but it still seems a bit insane that there's not that much grog out there. Very strange indeed. Decent defences in there, has a million grog, but we will not get it, so we're not even going to try. Has anyone joined? Not yet. That's a shame. 155,000 a pop. Grog again, but they're buried in walls. That's pretty smart. We're definitely not getting in there and getting that. Again, we have to skip that base. 683. It's about the best we've seen on a Pirate All 9 in quite some time. Let's hit the next button. That's a bit better. 891,000 grog. The ground pounders, where are you? I believe, yeah, there's one there. There's a level 1. There must be another ground pounder somewhere hiding. We have Caesar over here defending. He's unprotected as well. Oh, both are there, silly me. Yeah, so Caesar's not protected at all, depending on where you're going to deploy. So if you deploy in the corner here, no one can target him. Take down that legendary fort quick. That's going to remove his buffs. which is I think it's HP for gun towers or damage for gun towers, and it's also for walls as well, I believe. I never can memorise them, but it does tell you up in the top right if you push the button. We are going to just, you know, steam roll into this base from this angle here. We're going to go with our line of scallywags. Deploy all our scallywags at once. We want to get our witch doctor in. I know it's under 1 million, but it's still going to be a profit. It's not going to be as good. It's going to be about 300,000 profit. We've got our scallywags, use their ability. We've got 2 gunners back, I'm going to pop their ability. The bombers are in there as well. Our troops have gone a little walkabout, so it'll be fine as long as the witch doctor stays in the middle with the bombers any second now. And we're going to think about getting our thieves in there. Wait a second, see how this raid goes. We'll hold back them thieves, that will save us some grog. Try and hold back these 2 gunners as well, that will save us a bit of grog. Not loads, but a bit. Keep an eye on our witch doctor, she's doing a fantastic job staying with the main bulk of army. Some scallywags pop in there like a bunch of jelly. Let's resurrect those. 3 scallywags pop back up. Grog, we almost took it all. The rest is going to be in the grog distilleries. But still, we're doing fantastic. We have a lot of troops still left. A lot of those are gunners. Really need the witch doctor's ability back up, but it won't be for some time yet. Pirate Wall's going down real quick. We must have at least 15 plus gunners in there, which is great news for us. Witch doctor stays alive. He's going to resurrect a bunch of stuff in a second. Like now, there's about 6 scallywags, maybe more in there. Got a bunch of gunners still going. We've got some skellies as well. I think there's not enough time to get a 3-star, but there is more than enough time to get the rest of the resources if the ground pounder don't get to my men first, because the gun, wow, the witch doctor's dead. Yeah, I knew it. That final ground pounder shot really destroyed him. I think still we have a chance of getting the resources. Let's pop the ability now. Gunners, there must be about 8 or 10 left. Now, because they've got walkabouts around the walls, it's gave the defences time to take out my poor gunners. Cannons now. Wow, that was a big cluster of troops there taken. Can we get the rest of the grog? I do hope so. Cannon there is going to take out my gunner. As long as we stay at range of the bow and the cannon, that's going to be close. Oh man, they're targeting the bunker now. We're not going to get the rest of the 37 grand. I don't really want to use my 2 final gunners to get it, because I can't drop them in a suitable place for them to target the grog distillery. Maybe there, but they're probably not targeting the ship anyway. So we just come out of the battle, we didn't use all our troops. 853,000 grog. So I just, yeah, so I was right about 600 grand profit, I think I said. I'll just say 300 grand, can't remember. But the grog's going superbly well, 4.6 million grog already. I think at some point today we have Gossy Gunslingers, I want to say, finishing. Thieves, unfortunately didn't get to use those, increased damage done by 5%. That is a big shame. 708,000, no good to us. Want more, whoa, hello there. Is it a potential to somehow get into this base? I'm going to have to be clever. I have to be super clever. How am I going to get into this base? We need... So that's clever there with the shark trap. That will spring the thieves. We're going to try something. I don't know how well it's going to work. I'm going to get a couple of gunners, take out these collectors if possible. Get a couple of scallywags in that location. Hope they're going to trigger that shark trap. That'll be perfect if they do. Go on, guys. Go on. Yes, perfect. So now that's triggered. My thieves will, I'm hoping, go in the right direction. We're going to be careful of deployment. Again, I just want to maybe try and just get a couple of thieves in there. I'm not going to pop their ability. I need that gold mine taken. One more. I might have to use another one. There we go, that's taken care of now. We do have a final problem, is that grog distillery. If we deploy all our thieves in one location, pop the ability now, because they will not be attacked until they've attacked a building for 5 seconds. Keep going, guys, keep going. That's real clever. They got hooked up by the mortar. It didn't go to plan how I wanted it to. Never mind, we come out. And it wasn't successful, but at least we tried. And there'll be other bases that will actually work on. But unfortunately, not this base today. Almost a 10-minute army. We made a loss. You can't win them all, as they say. So we don't mind. And we had a buff there of 5%. damage on the thieves, which is now dissipated because we've used them all. 167,000 grog there. There's not much resources at all at this base, but it goes to show that you can do some decent rumbling here, especially if you pirate all, you know, 8, 9, 10. You'll see most of the same bases as me, apart from, well, if you're pirate all 8, you can still see pirate all 11s. There seems to be some sort of bug, because pirate all 8 used to be the top pirate all in the game, and that's probably some coding that hasn't been changed. Who knows? Some really low walls back there, another 1.3. So you can see, if you're a pirate all 11 now, this is the range to be farming in the PR, because look at that. There's 2.68 combined resources in this base. I am sure. I wonder if that's Jack Sparrow from Chile and Banana. No, it can't be. Surely not. Maybe. Let's try it. If we hit fight, we're going to drop there. That will be, I'm sure that's going to be the Jack Sparrow, the top Jack Sparrow in the game. Let's forget about the Shriek buff. We don't care about that because it's just a load of useless stuff. Go in here. Yes, it is the Jack Sparrow that has been visiting China. Bang. That is the top Jack Sparrow in the game. No, it's not. I think not. Is that Jackie? Yes, it is. It is the top Jack Sparrow in the game. Chili and Banana. That is definitely the right Jack Sparrow. Wow, never thought I'd come across her. Her, by the way, not him. Let's jump into an attack. Let's see what we're going to get from this. Not 360,000. Wow, look at that. Level 6 walls there. Oh man, oh man. Quite clever walls, but problem is you've got no traps in there. Don't quite know what that was about. That's an unusual Pirate 8 design. Not, I mean, it's similar to others I've seen, but that is quite clever. I'd be intrigued to know how that works. I would maybe use them walls to place here alongside the bunker and the mortar to close off this gap. Maybe the AI doesn't work that way. I don't know. I would think if using brutes or ghastly gunslings, that'd be a tough base. I like that. Maybe someone will try it and let me know the results. There is all gold storages secluded there in a corner. There is grog storages here secluded in the corner. What we'll do is then we'll just use our thieves, like so, and pop their ability now. They're undetectable. Oh, and it's a collector raid. Sib. So all the resources are, and I've used my thieves as well, which isn't great, are in the collectors. So we deploy there. The gold mines are in this location, so we won't be able to get all the gold resources. Although we've got some thieves going to work, they're doing a fantastic job. We've just run out of thieves there. 168,000. We still made a profit. It's fine. Nothing to worry about there. And we don't really need to go to town. As I say, we just let these run their course, do what they need to do. The last two gunners, that's hitting the collectors. We're going to drop PR, but we're not concerned about the PR. Any second now, come on guys. The bunker there is going to town on my poor gunner, but the other one should cross the water here and go for the other grog distillery, and we'll be out of range of the mortar and a bunker. Any second now. That's it, perfect. All resources have gone for grog. Made a huge profit. 466,000 plus 300 grand of gold, 56,900 grog. That's how you need to farm when you're down at sub 100. Easy loot. You've used 14 troops. Probably didn't need to use that many if I would have checked the collectors first. And it just goes to show you should always check the collectors first. I always just dive in. Silly me. Next raid, let's see if we find something equally as good. That's a buff for our gunners. I doubt we're going to be needing them. This base would be ideal for a rumble because the resources are a decent profit and some half decent plunder points there. 600,000 again. You should. Wow. Okay. How can we get this gentleman's resources? Are they in the grog distilleries? I'm going to tell you no. The reason why? Because generally, if it's a collector raid, I should have paid attention before, the two values there will be the same. Thereabouts, as long as both their collectors are the same level. And where there's such a big gap there, you can bank your dollar on it being in the grog collectors. So what we try to do first, we're going to try and take out the ship. We want to bust a hole in the walls as well. And then we're going to go steamrolling in there with our gunners, scallywags. If we really want to make a profit, we could just try and go the 12 thieves. They're not going to get all them storages down. So what we do is we try and hold back on the witch doctor. That should ensure that we keep a good profit. Problem is, the mortars are going to shred apart my poor troops. Where we going, skellies, bombers? That's it. Go where the scallywags are. That's it. Get through the walls. Perfect. Now we start to deploy. We want to get our scallywags in there. Want them to take a little bit of punishment like so. Now get our troops in there. Perfect. Now pop the thieves in there. Again, we want to try and not use the witch doctor, because that is a real expensive way of farming using a witch doctor. We've sent in practically a full army. We're not going to win this. We're not looking for big results. Troops have got pretty much all the grog. That is it. We just wanted all the rest of the troops. Probably could have used less, but again, we're not worried about time. 1 million grog there. 800,000 profit because we didn't use the witch doctor. We could have used less gunners. We could have used less scallywags. Probably didn't need to use the bombers. There's ways you could have saved even more grog. I'm farming, but I'm not worrying about the pennies that much. But I did, however, save a big amount of grog for not using the witch doctor. And that also saves gems as well, and wait time if you're not gemming. This one we can probably do a lot better if we can. If we try and use less troops this one, but use our thieves, let's see if it works quite so well. We can get through them walls, and you have to use the bombers to get in there. But I feel we can get the rest of those resources. Let's spread that out there. We really need to get through those walls. Try not use the... Oh no, don't go that direction. Oh, because the outhouse. Not good. Quick, get it. Because I didn't take out the buildings, Sib's 101 trick, take out the buildings, and did not work too well. Let's try and get some of these scallywags in, a couple more of these bombers. We can get through these walls, then we can get our thieves straight in there. Shouldn't really need to use any other troops. Come on, bombers. There we go. Perfect. Pop the scallywags ability because we don't want to use them all. We're going to deploy here now, get our thieves in there, pop their cloak ability because we don't want them fired upon. Now we should be able to clear up the rest of this grog. One more thing, I hope it's not a collector raid because it means then we've missed out. Quick, get the grog. Okay, so part collectors. I didn't see that one coming. Now we're going to have to use more troops. But again, we don't need to use the witch doctor. We're going to try, and that's pretty clever, using Mac as well. Just try and put in our troops here. Got the grand pounder coming in from that direction. We don't have to use all the troops. Again, that's just a bigger profit for us. Pop in some skellies there. Now we're getting into the base. That's going to help. Got some skellies, a few more gunners. Try and really farm these resources without using all the troops. That cuts back some money there for us. Last bit of grog should be coming any second now. Where's the other 65,000? I don't see where you would have put it. There's no other exposed grog distillery. Unless, it might even, I don't know why it would all be in the pirate hall, but 65,000, we're not getting the rest of that. That's fine. Let's come out. Don't worry about the gold. 636, 450 roughly K profit. Almost a 28-minute army. I'd like to actually go down into the PR sub 100 and use more thieves, because they are becoming more and more effective now. I'm sure we saw this base yesterday on the live stream. That's quite a compact base there. 501,000. Really? You got no walls as well? We have to be careful. I mean, we can take this guy's resources. He's protecting the gold, but not the grog. That's a strange one. Maybe he thinks his mortars can cover the range. Maybe. But I think it could also be a collective raid because the value is similar. That's why we're trying to just deploy at one gunner. There's a grog distillery, sorry, a grog storage in the middle there. Let's pop the ability. So what we will do, we'll get a few thieves, maybe even gunners. No, because of the bunker. What we do is we get a few of the skellies in here, get a couple of gunners in, try and take out these grog distilleries, like so. And then we can just use our thieves on the other side, and that should work out pretty well. So coming from this angle, pop the thieves down, pop their ability now. Some of them are close, some of them are not, because they're already being fired upon. But we're going to clean up the rest of that grog now. Probably not the rest of the gold, we'll see. Go on, girls. That's it, a little bit faster. Pop the gunner's ability. Getting some half decent gold. About half of it, the rest is in the storages. Come out. 501,000 grog, 336,000 gold. 74,000 grog cost, and 11 odd minutes. Hello there, I'm good, thanks, Pete. You? It was Pete, wasn't it? Pete or Peter? I'm trying to... I didn't even plan this live stream until a little bit earlier today, and I thought I'd try and catch people in different time zones, so it's not just benefiting Europe, but it's also benefiting America and parts of Asia as well. Because if I keep doing it, that's a suitable time for Europe, then I'm only going to mostly get European followers, which I don't mind that, but I'm going to try and get to everyone, because I know I've got lots of people from all around the world. And we're just farming grog today. I'm using a different method to normal. I'm losing battles instead of going all out most of the time. I did a little bit earlier on, but I'm just trying to go in with sort of half an army and get the resources that way. This, okay, we need to think, because of the 2 ground pounders at the back, it's a bit too much of a headache. Especially if, I mean, it's in the storages. The problem is, I don't have enough thieves to go and get all of it, and it's just going to be a pain to get 600,000. So we try and find something or someone a little easier. We're at 206 PR now. We did... Pete, that... At least I remembered Pete. I remembered that much. And where did you say you was from? I didn't catch that part. I'm sure I didn't catch that part. 767,000 again. Yeah, I do need to brush up on my thieves, so I'm using them. I'm not going to try the thief and nanobuild trick until I'm a lot more confident in using the thieves, because I still make some mistakes, like the other raid I dropped them in range of the shark trap, and because the little gem chest in the shark trap, thieves are attracted to that, and they all get popped up together. So it's quite clever in using them strategically. I guess not many people do use thieves high up in PR, so you have a different base design. I guess it's what you're being attacked by, is how you design your bases. You're from Germany. Okay, it's just that I didn't recognise your writing. To me, it looks more Russian, I want to say. I don't recognise the characters for being German, so my apologies there. 800,000 odd. The ground pounders level 1s. One's exposed over the corner here, and the other one's here. We can go for this zone. I don't know. We're going to make a profit. We're going to make like 500,000 profit here. Let's try and get a few of our scallywags in here. I need to try and figure out a way to get that shark trap, because that's going to be a problem later in the raid. Just trying to spread out my troops a little bit thin. But that's why then. So it is is it Russian text? Come on, we can spring this trap. Or destroy it, one of the two. Just don't destroy my gunners trying to annihilate it. One more shot, that's it, perfect. Let's get Cornelius scene 2. We are almost coming towards the lower end of the 2 minutes. It could be a problem, but I think we've still got enough time to do what we need to do in this raid. We need to try and take care of... Right, yeah, so it was a good guess. I thought so. I really did. Right, the gun tower there, a couple of bunkers. Come on now, let's get Cornelius scene 2. Let's start already deploying our scallywags in the long line. We're going to have to use our witch doctor. We're going to have to get our bombers in too. We're not going to use Annabelle for now. Keep the gunner back. Pop the scallywags ability. We'll leave the thieves for now, until we can get through a couple of layers of those walls. Then we can start thinking about getting the thieves into that main core of the base. That will really help out them. Keep an eye on our bombers in here. Need them to get through that layer of walls. Come on now, bombers. We can do it. Let's use their kaboom as well. Perfect. Now we can get our thieves in. We're going to use the cloak spell now, because as soon as they get fired upon, if a mortar hits them, you'll see the cloak pop, and you don't want that. So try and keep an eye on that to see if I can showcase that. But also 5 seconds within attacking buildings so that the bomb bang is going to explode. 2 of the thieves already visible. After a certain amount of time they lose their cloak because of attacking grog storages. Not even paying attention to the witch doctor. Now they're going to get the rest of the resources for me. I'm using 12 of them. You can vary the number. I've seen people using 4 or 6 or 20, 15, 10. Again, the ability's up. We've popped the cloak, 70 odd percent even left. We may, because of the damage that these thieves have is real incredible, they are real quick as well. We do have an outhouse here. Is that going to be a problem? Depending if we get that ship down, I don't think we'll have enough time actually, but they are so quick in the water. If you see them in action, it's like Michael Phelps going across. The speed, you can obviously go in the academy on the training, and you can throughout the levels upgrade their speed so they obviously run quicker, get into targets quicker. That was a 99%, was it? Yeah, because of the outhouse. Don't matter. 887,500 odd, 550,000 grog there. What is the time? Oh, you're in Germany, you said, so the time is 1 hour ahead, I guess. So yes, it's just past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Correct. Was you actually, a question if you don't mind me asking, was you actually born in Germany? Or was you born in Russia then moved to Germany? 37 minutes, almost 38, that's not too bad. Again, I mean, streaking is not good this way, because most of the time we're not even trying to go for the win, so you're going to lose these buffs. Might be an idea to come out of the battles, go into one, start a streak, and then get the buff and hopefully get the right buff for you. And keep doing it that way. Unless you can manage to get 1 stars. I actually want to try a method using old Clash of Clans tactics. So I want to try and at some point do a PR push, but only using something like all gunners or bucks and gunners or bucks and scallywags, and try and get 50% 1 star and see if that'll be enough to push me up higher into the PRs. Ah, thought so. But it's nice. I mean, that is nice to hear. And I'm guessing you have the benefit of now talking at least 3 languages. I can just about talk English. 2 ground pounders are facing it the same way. Grog distilleries are exposed. Grog storages are not exposed. However, I fancy taking the grog. If we can clear out these collectors fast enough, and some of these bigger buildings, we should be able to push through 2 layers of walls. We'll use our witch doctor, and we'll see what we can get. Again, we don't care. The Ching Shi's in the middle of the base. Pretty clever base design, because there are buffs that the fences do more damage depending on their level, 20, 30 odd percent. And then I think it is maybe, no, she don't do walls. I think one's damage and one's HP of defences. Yeah, do you talk a 4th language? Because I would be super impressed with that. 3 is already impressive. I tried learning German, French and Spanish in school. Didn't go so well. But I was at that stage early on, when gaming sort of first came out on the PCs, so online gaming. I was a bit too concerned about that than my education. Not the best of things to do, I may add. Let's just try and get our troops all in one big long line, so the witch doctor doesn't veer off. We're going to pop the scallywags ability, Come on, bombers, I need the bombers alive. And keep them alive, we are in business. The scallywags should try and bust through walls with us. Pop the gunner's ability. As soon as we get through those walls, any second now, we can think about popping the thieves. So we deploy them as far away as possible. We want to pop their cloak as soon as they're not going to take any fire. So pop it now. There we go. So we lost some of our thieves to cloaks. Actually, most of them. Some of them are still cloaked, which is exactly what we need, because we need the rest of this grog. They're going to work on the storages for us, making it easy for the rest of their troops to go around the edges and finish off the defences. We're going to take the rest of the grog now. We've got more than enough thieves there. That is quite overpowered. Witch Doctor got blown up ages ago, but there's no grog left. So in terms of farming, done a fantastic job there. Because we bunched our troops up. Oh look, there's more thieves. I didn't even notice that. Quick, cloaker. Quick. No, we pushed it too late. Because we deployed our troops in one big cluster, they generally stay together, and they all got annihilated. I was too busy watching the thieves to worry about the Witch Doctor. But we got the loot, so it doesn't matter really. We have a couple of people now watching. One is obviously Peter, and the other one is our silent viewer. Welcome to the channel. 824,000 there, gold. 8 million, 8.1 I should say. That's quite impressive. Didn't realise we had so much grog there. We can hold 9.6 million because I've not upgraded any grog storages yet. I've only upgraded one gold storage. They're not really high on my priority list. My defences are, and the walls are, and obviously dumping all grog into the Academy of Voodoo training. And then LPs I haven't done in about 2 weeks, as I said. And I tend not to when events coming up, so try and do it outside of an event. Plus Rumble twice a week, sort of, it makes it difficult. But I do need to get them LPs going up, so I'm going to have to make no excuses soon and just go for it. So if I have to not use LPs during part of the event or Rumble, then so be it. Let's try and keep dropping, or not dropping, I really don't care. Let's keep getting the grog. Probably one more raid, a decent big raid. And then we have to come out and spend some of those resources. Might even have to gem finished. No, this is a nice amount of loot. This is definitely something we should be thinking about. We're going to try and take out the Grand Pounders. Don't worry about too much about the outline buildings. They have Tinto. So gun towers, is that of mortars and mystic mortars near legendary fault. I don't know why that moves when you push the button. So it's all about mortars and stuff. I'm not that bothered about that really. Quite a clever base design. Probably one that you want 3-star because it's all spread out and you've got a couple of defences dotted here and there. Now how to distract the defences if we can. A couple in there. Now I'm going to get a couple. Oh no, that's clever with the mines. Real clever. Come on now, don't worry about being stunned. Take the gun tower out. Now we can fire upon. Maybe not. We're wasting quite a few guns here. Take out the Grand Pounder. Perfect. I'm not really worried about the other Grand Pounder. That allows us coming from this angle now. Maybe have to clear these buildings because I'm worried my troops will get distracted. And I don't want that. As long as we deploy maybe a little bit to the right here, they shouldn't go anywhere. Very clever. We are being stunned up really well. Pop their ability. Scallywags are perfect when being stunned because they, when researched, or should I say in the training, they have an ability that prevents them from being stunned for so long. And obviously their ability as well takes less damage. So it's a real good thing to have these perfectly good scallywags. Come on thieves, cloak those. As soon as that goes down, that's it. Go round in there, in through the hole in the base, that'd be nice. That's it. Now go and take the rest of the loot. They're doing a fantastic job. Troops are all round the base. Mortars don't know which way to fire. The loot is coming in. Them thieves are rampant. In we go. Come on, guys. Pop the Witch Doctor. Look at all them scallywags. That's the one, Sib. Get the grog distillery here. Try and place a gunner in there, just out of range of the cannon too. Cloak the thief. We have one thief left, or is it two? Taking on that grog distillery. You champion, you, and she is gone. So it was one left. Apart from the 30-odd thousand left, which is in the corner over here, by the way. I have no idea how the scallywags got over there. All the gunners, they're still working their way around the base. If we can get the rest of the 30-odd thousand grog, I'll be happy, and I'm not too concerned about the 3-star win. we're not going to get over there in 50 odd seconds. So let's just end this. Come out, just know when you're beaten. 1.2 million gold, 704,000 grog. That's going to help towards our... I'm not sure if we've got a worker free today. We'll have to check that. Let's go and check it now, actually. Let's get that going. Let's finish the army, because I'll end up going in a battle with no troops, as per usual. 4.8. Right, when's the next... You know what they need to do? I hate copying other games to Clash of Clans. If you push that there, they should have like a drop-down menu that tells you what your workers are working on, instead of... Because especially with the Voodoo Hut and the Academy, with the timers on top as well, and especially if you're saying it's more numbers popping up, it's harder for you to see what your builders are working on. So 3 days, 2 hours in the gun tower, 3 days, 22 in the gun tower, and let's call it 5 days. So we're spaced out, basically got 3 days, 4 days, and 5 days to our workers come back. It gives me 3 days of piling all my gold, and this is a tip I've gave out many a times before, piling all your gold onto walls. So if you stagger out your builders separately, instead of having all 3 of those builders coming in at the same time, every day you've got a worker that comes back, you can find the gold to get one worker busy, as opposed to finding the gold to get 3 builders busy. We have to rearm our base, because it got attacked accidentally from live streaming. We left the Annabelle in the fence, and she didn't exactly help my balls. My base got absolutely decimated. Now we've got enough gold to dump into 2 bricks, or walls, whatever you like to call them. Wrong button now. Let's push our button. 1 more. And I think that leaves, yeah, the last wall here for this enclosed little square is all level 15 walls. Then we have the big outer edges to get from 14 to 15s. It's going pretty well done. Yes, well spotted. It was on the live stream last night. One of my members has asked to give it a name. He said, "Have you named your base?" And I said, "Mr. T," because I thought I wanted to share Pain. You want to meet my friend Pain? I'm not trying to do these voice for it. And I thought maybe not, because it probably end up getting beaten up by 11s. He wants to quit Millennium Falcon, and that's something to do with Star Wars, Star Trek. If you Google, and it actually does look like the sort of layout of a Millennium Falcon, which is quite a clever one. I don't know how he came up with that so quick, but it's at the base when it looks like a Millennium Falcon. Why don't you call it MF? That's pretty cool. So you know what you think if you get a chance at any point to look on Google for the image. It does look like a Millennium Falcon, especially if I come around at an angle, say like here or there. It really looks like it. I'm hoping that with the right legendary pirate, maybe some tweaking with the ground patterns, because I'm on short range. I've got a cluster of mines here and the flame gate, so they'll walk through and get barbecues. When they get barbecued, they're going to get stunned up by the mortar. The ground panels are pretty close proximity to the storages and mystic mortar. Oh no, I'm not lagging. Please no. I pause it a second, see if that works. Let's hope now it's going to be working better. Low video quality. I don't get why it does this. It's really, really frustrating. Can you still hear me now? Hopefully. I never get issues with video quality. It's always to do with voice. No idea why. I'm guessing because you're quiet, it's probably a voice-related problem. Sweet. Okay, maybe that works then. Pausing it for a second and then unpausing the live stream resets itself. Let's have a quick look here. Still saying low video quality, check connection and running apps. Well, that's funny because there's no apps running in the background. It's a tablet. I only use it for Plunder Pirates. Where was I? Grog. And I was talking a bit about the base design, and I did go over that yesterday as well. You can see that it's all sort of green around the walls. And they're all 1 tile away from the walls to try and expand the island just that fraction more. There's no sandy parts in there. If you've got sandy parts, plug it with a decoration. I don't know why I keep going to observations or observatories. Grog, yes, talking to Grog in here. We have 4 hours and 17 minutes. We might as well gem that, getting that done, and that's an extra 1 range. That's going to be perfect. And oh, Millennium Falcon. One of my members, Jolly Roger, JR we call him. He looked at the base and he said, "That looks like Millennium Falcon. That's what you should name the base design." So I didn't know what he was talking about. So I went on to Google. I Google image Millennium Falcon, and up come this Star Trek spaceship. And I am a fan of Star Trek, by the way. So that's a bit of bad news. I didn't know the name of the ship, but I'm not that much into it. I just enjoyed the program. But yes, that is the design that he said it looks like. Is the outline of the Millennium Falcon starship. We're going to now start the research of Power of Voodoo. So when my Ghastly Gunslingers die and they're bubbling about like jelly for the Witch Doctor, they get resurrected as their self. So potentially you go into battle with 16 Ghastly Gunslingers as opposed to 8. And then you've got your guild ship as well, which can carry 10 Ghastly Gunslingers. So you're looking at 18 Ghastly Gunslingers. Plus being able to be resurrected, especially if your guild members also have the same ability on the Ghastly Gunslingers, then they can be resurrected as well. So you have effectively such great firepower going into battles. And maybe that's something I might have to start when I get that ability that transfers over to my lower level players and members. So they'll be able to resurrect the Ghastly Gunslinger, to the best of my knowledge anyway. That's how it works. 5.6 million grog on that. 6.5 days. Man, that's going to fall just sort of before the end of the event. Oh man, that's going to be a pain. But at least for another event, that'll be perfect. And he's got 1 more range now as opposed to what he had before. When that's done, we're going to go across and do the damage. Get these 3 done and then come back onto this amount here, which is 10 toughness and then an extra 4 damage. We're getting there on him. We've got, what's that, 6 more to do. It's going to take time. I really want to spend the time on this pirate because the next one is the final pirate for now, and I want to make sure that I'm absolutely ready, because each new pirate level that it goes to, it seems like it's a real struggle to get your feet off the ground and get attacks going and get the resources you need to start creating your base. And I've spoken to quite a few people, and they've said no matter what pirate level they've gone to, it's a struggle at start, and you do find your feet eventually, but pirate 11 is going to be the hardest to get running, so to speak. I'm Mr. Cannon. I've almost done an hour live stream. I think I owe it to you all to try 1 more, maybe 2 more attacks, and then quite a day for now, because I have other things that I need to do today, unfortunately. 500,000 grog and gold there. Wow, there is no resources there. That's crazy. We need another big resource raid, because we just spent a ton of grog. This one is not going to be the most ideal base to try and take on. He's got level 15 and 16 walls. I don't know quite what's going on with these ones here. I would have thought you would have upgraded all walls together. Would have made sense. I know you get an extra 25 walls from jumping from Pirate 10 to Pirate 11, but that's more than 25 walls, a lot more. Hello there still, to the person that is watching the channel that hasn't spoken. Maybe you're not on an account and you're just watching as a guest, and that's probably why you can't talk. Probably one of my members. Wow, really? What's going on here? So you're just encasing your Grand Pandas and your ship. That's strange, because the Grand Pandas, in all honesty, are pretty accessible. If I deploy it where the guild hall is, we could come in sort of round the Grog Distillery up to the Mystic Moor, take on the Grand Panda, the ship, go across the other Grand Panda, done. Sounds a bit easier than what it will be, but that's essentially how you'd take that base on. Lola, I'm sure I recognised that name earlier from, I was guild hopping with my little account and I happened to come across that name. And it was that pirate hall as well. The encased Grand Pandas there. The collectors. I think this is a and you've got the little shark trap there. The ground pounders, double ground pounders, will annihilate my thieves. So it looks like it'll be quite easy to steal, but my thieves wouldn't take too much punishment from those ground pounders. This could potentially be a collector raid. Potentially. There's gold storages out. 2 of them. 1 of them here. Where is the other grog storage? There's a grog storage there. What we do, we drop 1 gunner. 1 gunner. Just see how much resources are coming out from these 2 storages. We've earned a profit anyway. There's quite a bit come out already. I think we're getting towards the 100 grand stage. I wonder how much is actually in. I mean, time it just right there. And snipe out some grog distilleries as well. Get payout from that. There's a bunker there, but that's not going to be too hard. You would just go there. Don't forget, Sib, we have the other gold storage here. You can see the shimmering. I've explained that before. It's all to do with the legendary pirate. He has a buff protecting defences. So until you do the amount of damage that's needed, it'll break down like this force field, and then you can start to do damage on the said buildings. That's why you try and protect your legendary fort on defence, and try and take out and attack the legendary fort as well. For those reasons. So it makes it easier on yourself. We're doing fantastic. As I say, we're not going to get all the loot. We're not after all the loot. Got a decent chunk of it though. There's a definite big profit there. It is a bit boring raiding this way, but if you think about it, when we end this battle, you're going to see, might as well end it now. We've used, I think, 5 troops, 268,000 profit, 298,000 gold, 10,000. That's all the army cost, and 5 troops. When you break it down like that, that is a decent profit there. It's 240,000, and I don't know, it's maths. 20,000, 40,000 grog per gunner, I think, round about there. We just earned maybe more, and even more for gold. So when you can look like that, it's totally profitable. And 2 minutes, depending on the level of your gunners, of course, because the more your gunners are researched or trained, should I say, in the academy, then the longer they take to make. But still, 2 minutes for 5 gunners for that profit. When you times that in, say, an hour, that's roughly what it would take, and a bit more, to make 2 full armies. And if you do that, obviously times, what I'd just say, 2 minutes, 10, 30 attacks in roughly, and then next in, let's call it 25 attacks, maybe 20 attacks times that. I'm not even going to try and do the maths here. 10 3, that's 6 million. 6 million grog, as opposed to just over a mil, 2 mil. You can see why people drop down and farm this way, because there's so much more resources out there to get using this method. Let's not wait the 1 minute. I've done enough talking there. And I still got to try and find a couple of juicy raids to end this live stream. 306,000 grog. Need more than that. Need more than this as well. You can see from the low PRs, or low 200 PRs, people are starting to leave the storages out. I get no idea why. The 2 values are very similar. This could be a collector's raid. The bunker is within a range. The mortar potentially too. So maybe we can snipe a collector. Deploy further enough away. Might just be out of range. Here as well. Let's pop their ability, let them farm some resources. There you go, look at that chunk of loot coming in. So it's not a big amount of loot. This is only showing, what, 365,000 each. We're not going to get the golds because it just comes too close into range. But the grog, we got a grog, and it's 2 gunners. That's 180,000 grog per gunner. You can't complain with that. In comes the grog. And if we wait long enough, we'll get the gold. But because we're live streaming, we're not waiting for no gold. We are 3,375 grog. Bananas. Last raid. We're going to look for just 1 big raid now. Then we're going to end the live stream. Need a big mill or something. 848,000. Very strange layout. Bunkers in 4 different directions. That's pretty clever. But we need more than that. Qingxi level 10 that was. Again, look, storages all outside. More storages outside. I know it's not big loot, but still. This one's covering distilleries and so on. This is a big one, but we're not getting the resources from that. One grog distillery outside though, so there's probably about 400,000 grog to be taken there. Not quite enough for that one. Not enough here. Very strange. A lot of decent bases, but low level walls. Big square here. Yes, one of these sort of corner bases. 500,000. Not a lot there, really. Not a lot. 311. Wow, that is a lot of grog for a Pirate Wall 8, so it'd be rude not to. Definitely. Need to take care of this ground powder. Gonna have to take care of the collectors and other buildings, otherwise the troops are gonna get a bit distracted there. Ground powder over there on the opposite side as well, which we can come in from that direction afterwards. Not too much of an issue. Let's maybe start getting some scallywags in the corners. Hopefully try and 3-star the space. Get our gunners in there. Try and get a gunner there. Yeah, just out of range of the cannon and the bunker. Mystic Mortar's there just to try and annoy you, stun your troops a bit. Bunker's there because it's quite tanky. Got the cannon in there as well. Going to work on my poor gunner. As soon as we can get in range. That's it. There should target the ground powder. And it does. Go on now. You can do it. He's stunned up for a second. That's it. Perfect. Now we can come in this way and storm the base. Let's deploy our scallywags. Big along line. Pop their ability. Get Witch Doctor in. Get our gunners in. Use them all. Let's pop our bombers all in one location. Hold back on the thieves for the minute. Pop the gunners ability. Maybe we need to use them. I hope not though, because it's Pirate Weight. We're still using a 58 cap. That's 58 cap of between Pirate Wall 9 and 10 troops. Shouldn't need the thieves, if I'm honest. As long as the Witch Doctor doesn't go full retard on me, which is walking backwards and forwards, which is not really helping. Bombers are still alive. They are wanting to break through walls for us, and they just got destroyed by that mortar shell. Scallywags are being protected by the Witch Doctor, who is super low, by the way, because of the ship been firing upon him. Raised a few skellies. Raid's going particularly well. Got a lot of corpses over here of skellies. We have this in the bag. I don't think we need these thieves. Shouldn't do. There's what, one cannon left. That shouldn't be enough to take us out. And again, we've saved grog from not deploying our thieves. Let's use the Witch Doctor's ability. There we go. Cannon's gone. Last thing to go is going to be actually the grog distillery. This has been another farming episode with Sib, but Sib is a farmer, but we will from time to time go for PR pushes. This is again a half decent amount of grog. Let's push the button. Yeah, 650,000 profit, something like that. So guys, I hope, and girls, I hope you enjoyed this episode all. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.